Uh, I don't think that's supposed to happen. Welcome to the second part of the making of the wheel. In the first part, we made the first face and we cut a groove into the face. In the second part, we are going to duplicate those features on the other side. Also, we are going to machine down the part so it is the final thickness. And lastly, we are going to drill a hole for the axle. Without further ado, let's continue on the lathe. I have put a self-centering 3-jaw chuck on the lathe, which means that we don't have to indicate the concentricity of the part into the chuck. We only have to do the face indicating on this part. The indicating will be the same as we did before, except now we are indicating on the back of the part. That is because we want to match the rest of the operations to the first side we cut, so everything runs true. Like last time, we are going to start with facing the part, but this time we are going to machine the part down to the thickness that is specified in the drawing, which is 25 millimeters, and we'll be checking it with the calipers as we go. Now that we have reached the desired thickness, we can move on to creating the features in the front face. Oof, with these mini lathes you really gotta go slow and keep the cuts real shallow. Now that the groove has been cut, we can move on to drilling the center hole for the axle, and we will be using a drill chuck mounted in the tailstock. Firstly, we used a center drill to drill a tiny hole into the center of the part. Next, we are going to use a drill bit to drill a pilot hole straight through the part. Next up, an even bigger drill. This one is still a couple of millimeters smaller than the final hole. I don't think that's supposed to happen. Just backed off a little bit and we're back to the happy cutting land. Now that we have our hole drilled, the next step is boring it with the boring bar. This step ensures that the hole will be concentric to the part. The last operation we will be doing is reaming the hole to the final dimension. The axle will be a press fit, so the tolerance is quite tight. Now we have a round hole in the center of our part, which fits the tolerance. This concludes the second part of this video. In the next part we will be creating the flange.